how does it function, this harmonization, which also plays a major role when we make music together? Using brain activity measurements and slow-motion cameras, we're going to try and find out. With the help of 5 guitarists from a masterclass in Rostock, we're reconstructing an unusual experiment. We want to demonstrate how it is that we often have the feeling of being on the same wavelength as someone else. Playing the guitar in an ensemble should actually be impossible. When a string is plucked, a sound is created within microseconds, faster than almost any other instrument. Above all, faster than we can react to a received stimulus. Yet how is it that an ensemble achieves harmony when everyone is playing different things? What happens inside our heads? EEG devices, microphones, slow-motion cameras. Setting up takes hours. To measure their brain activity, the guitarists are fitted with caps, each containing 64 electrodes. Not to worry, the scientists aren't looking to reprogram anyone. The syringes are used to inject contact gel under the electrodes. For the psychologists from the renowned Max Planck Institute for Human Development in Berlin, it's clear that music has a very special effect on us.
We probably all agree that one reason why music fascinates people and why people like to make music is the fact that it's a wonderful means to produce something together, to swing in concert. And this is why for us as brain scientists, music is especially rewarding, because we know what's going on when people play together. We know that they are in sync, and then we can look at whether the brain reflects that synchronization in behavior.
It seems incredible, but it doesn't take long before something extrasensory happens. The brain activities of the guitarists synchronize themselves, forming a kind of supra-brain network via which the musicians coordinate themselves and the music. The scientists are the first in the world to demonstrate that this synchronization takes place. But how is such a neuronal network formed? To unravel the mechanisms, the team used slow-motion cameras. The first clue is that playing as an ensemble only works when the musicians can see each other. The psychologists suspect that the matching of brain waves is triggered by minute, unconscious gestures, especially when the tempo of the music changes. Signals lasting just fractions of a second are also hidden in the musicians' facial expressions. The scientists want to use slow motion to make them visible and put them in the context of the process of synchronization. An astonishing result that puts the meaning of movement in a whole new light. Music involves body and soul. How human beings can use movement to achieve a shared rhythm is shown by the Brazilian martial art dance, capoeira. It is assumed that the figures the dancers describe were once a sort of secret language. It served as a form of bonding for the slaves, and they could use the combined strength as a defense. A fascinating mix of synchronization and the ability to stop movement at the decisive moment. The matrix effect shows the martial art elements reflected in gestures and facial expressions. As soon as the dancers leave the common rhythm, things get a little dangerous, and a virtuoso dance becomes a martial art. Those unable to stay in rhythm with the drums will have no chance with these movements.
One of the great challenges of capoeira is that you have to perform the movements, but you also have to stay in rhythm, because if one of you loses the rhythm, it can become dangerous for the other. It is, after all, a martial art.
Music and dance have played important roles in humanity's cultural evolution and may have paved the way for language. Science is just beginning to understand the neuropsychological mechanisms.
Music is a kind of action. It's a kind of action that is accompanied by sound, because our actions produce the sound. But the general theme is clearly action and movement, action anticipation, our ability to predict our movements and to predict the movements of the other person. And it's exactly this anticipatory behavior that is necessary in order to synchronize our actions together. And this happens by virtue of our brain, the organ that regulates behavior, and it's the synchronizations of the brain waves within each individual brain and across brains that allows us to produce this kind of coordinated behavior or interpersonal action coordination, as we say.